Hey, what's up, everyone? Greg here, coming to you from my good old office here in San Diego. So I want to share with you guys today some lessons that I learned on a property. This is back, over the summer of 2018. I'm making this video in the winter of 2019, so it was a half of a year ago, and it was a property. I made a short little Instagram post on it, but nothing, I didn't cover it in detail. So I want to spend a few minutes today on this video. Don't mind my good old fleece here. Talking about, it was a major blow to, nothing crazy, but it was a major lesson I learned. I guess it was more of an opportunity cost. It wasn't a financial loss, but I want to kind of give you the backstory on it and then let you know some lessons that I learned. So hopefully in the future, if you guys run into this situation, you can learn from my mistakes. So I had a situation where this was one of the first leads I ever got when I got started a couple years ago, and it was a really good deal. It took me a while to negotiate it, and once we got to a certain price, the property actually had major title issues, like most of the houses I buy. And this one particularly, there was I think it was a 2-year window where it was in limbo. It was in the court system. Very complex situation with a trust and a beneficiary. I don't want to get into the legality of that because I'm not an attorney, so don't take this as legal advice. And I decided to keep following up because I knew there was probably a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow on this one. So anyway, long story short, and by the way, the market kept going up and up and up as I had that price verbally locked in for the 2 years as it was going through title issues. So after it was all said and done, got the property, the guy I wanted to sell, he was the guardian for a minor who was the beneficiary of a trust. So let me repeat that one more time. The guy I strike the deal with was the guardian of the minor who was the beneficiary of the trust, right? So it's a very complex situation. So really that means he was a decision maker per se, but what ended up happening was that the property was owned in a trust, and then the minor was the only beneficiary. And because he was a minor, his dad was a guardian, and therefore the dad could quasi-negotiate for him, so I thought. So once we struck the deal up and went to move it to the lawyers because it was in New York, we ended up finding out that because of the sale price, it was a very discounted price based on the property value. But he was cool with selling at that price because it was going to solve his problems. He had a tax issue and he wanted to really get rid of this thing. So this thing ended up going in front of the surrogate court in Rockland County, New York. If you guys are local, you probably know where that is. Not too far from New York City. And the court system actually they vetoed the sale because of the purchase price. And they actually forced the guy to list, I think they forced him, I don't know what happened, but he ended up having to list the property with a realtor, which is fine. But basically, I got drugged through this whole thing for 2 years, and I thought I was gonna make a $200,000 profit, or roughly a $200,000 profit, because I had the property at $170,000. That's what the guy was gonna sell me the house for. And the thing sold for like $350,000 retail on the market without even fixing it. So let's just call it $200,000 gross profit, $180,000 realistically. Let's round it up to $200,000. So I guess I missed out on losing $200,000. I theoretically, I guess on paper, I don't even know what I'm talking about. But basically, I would have made $200K, but the court overruled the sale. So I pretty much got my time wasted the whole entire time, and I followed up with this guy for 2 years for absolutely nothing. So here are some lessons I learned from this deal that I will, obviously apply moving forward, and hopefully someone on here can, take these lessons and apply them also. So number one, I did not understand the court system. I didn't think this would be a problem. I mean, I had a little teeny bell kind of going off in the back of my head. This could come up, but I was kind of being Mr. Optimistic, which is always good to do, but at the same time, you got to be realistic and optimistic. And I didn't do my homework on this particular situation. And if I did do my homework and I got my attorney involved earlier, we probably could have seen this being an issue way before we were trying to go into contract. And we could have tried to find a way to deal with this, maybe get creative, or maybe just realize this was going to be a pipe dream to begin with and I didn't have to get my wheels spun. So number one, know exactly what the law is, especially in difficult, tricky situations like this. Lesson number two, I'm just trying to think here, probably be a little bit, I would say just be a little bit more realistic. I mean, obviously the guy, actually, here's the second lesson. Actually, I got a better one. I'm just making this up. Obviously, I don't do retakes. This is the one and only video I'll do on this for now. Nothing happens until the contract is signed and the deal is closed. So in my head and verbally, we had an accepted offer, right? Accepted offer at whatever the number was. But that accepted offer never turned into a contract, and that contract never turned into a closed deal, and that closed deal never turned into profit for my company, velocityhousebuyers.com, if you're interested in learning more. Anyway, so it doesn't matter if they accept your offer. It doesn't matter if the contract's signed. All that matters is that the deal closes, and this deal did not close. So track the right metrics. I should have really, stayed on top of this one better and known the laws and not gotten excited when I got the offer accepted, and that was a painful opportunity cost I learned. So hope you guys got a little bit of value from this, hopefully one nugget. If you're ever interested in finding out how you could work more closely with my company, we're looking for people to partner with, people who want to maybe invest in some of our deals from a partnership perspective, primarily rental properties and some other short-term stuff. If you're interested in any of that, obviously that's completely up to you. Feel free to reach out to me personally at Greg, G-R-E-G, at velocityhousebuyers.com. One more time, that's Greg at Velocity, VELOCITYHOUSEBUYERS, plural, velocityhousebuyers.com. I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.